Hey everyone, welcome back to the Aether Hub and our 25 Cards of Christmas series, where we are celebrating the holiday season the best way we know how, learning the lore of the greatest legends in Magic the Gathering, and giving their cards away to you, the fans. In today's video, let's focus on a villain of the most dastardly variety, Greven il-Vec, commander of the Phyrexian forces that look to invade Dominaria for their ultimate lord, Yawgmoth. Introduced in Tempest, Greven il-Vec played a huge role in some of the original and most iconic stories of MTG's past. Playing the opposing role of someone like Gerard Capuchin, Greven commanded the Phyrexian Skyship Predator. Greven's past is a tragic one, growing up in a Vec human tribe located on the artificial plane Rath, built and controlled by the Phyrexians. Their people had been placed there as subjects and slaves, fueling their armies or, in most cases, just brutally oppressed. Greven betrayed his own people to fight for the Phyrexians and found that he was quite effective at killing. He was a strong leader, brutal in combat, and decisive, all of which led him to command the Phyrexian forces of the Stronghold, after some slight modifications, of course. The Phyrexians are a tough group to roll with, being mostly metal and unfeeling and all that. So Greven underwent numerous procedures to make him more Phyrexian. He eventually was completed, but didn't lose his human emotions, especially rage. He loved that emotion most of all. So new cyborg Greven was branded the title il-Vec, an outcast of his former people who joined their overlords rather than rebelling against them. Still, if Greven was looking for peace on the winning side, he was deeply mistaken. Despite commanding the flagship of the Phyrexians, the Skyship Predator, his own master, the Evankar Volrath, was just as cruel to his allies as to his enemies. This was routinely displayed in a special shock collar spine Volrath had installed on Greven, used as a means of punishment. And he used it often. This made Greven resentful and cruel in his own right, taking out his frustrations on his own men. This was a recipe for disaster, as one of his underlings would actually attempt to assassinate Greven later down the road. Now, if you remember, the Predator was the arch-enemy to the Weatherlight, and they fought fairly regularly. On a number of occasions, Volrath would send Greven to intercept the Weatherlight in an attempt to capture the legacy artifacts. Though the Predator was normally defeated or evaded, he did eventually accomplish this goal. However, the Weatherlight and our heroes of old managed to rescue and/or reclaim all those lost items from the Phyrexians. Greven at one point could have become Evankar of the Stronghold and all of Rath when Volrath went missing. But that title was taken by Crovax, who had to fight and kill Volrath to keep his seat. Greven was basically just an onlooker, though, resigning himself to run the Predator and be Rath's sword. Greven il-Vec would ultimately meet his end by, you guessed it, the crew of the Weatherlight. As the Rathi overlay began and Rath literally appeared on Dominaria to finally begin their invasion attempt, the two skyships did battle once again. Now, however, the skyship was vastly superior, and some new upgrades that the Predator didn't know about, and the Predator didn't stand a chance. Still, the crew managed to board, and Greven fought the crew, meeting a Minotaur named Tangrath, who he had captured and tortured previously. Filled with rage of his own, Tangrath overpowered the enhanced Greven, who was losing control of his body and mind to his master, Crovax. Tripped up, Greven was torn apart and left mangled on the crashing Predator, and it crashed into the Stronghold, essentially ending the Rath invasion of Dominaria. And that, you guys, is the brief history of Greven il-Vec. As with all of our 25 Cards of Christmas videos all throughout December, we will be giving away a copy of Greven il-Vec to a lucky fan of the channel. To enter, just make sure you leave this video a like, comment below, and share it across the multiverse. The winners will be announced after the series comes to an end. We also can't say thank you enough for those who decide to share this video on sites like Reddit, and those who are supporting us on Patreon. It really goes a long way in helping the channel. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'm Carolyn Page, and we'll see you next time here on the Aether Hub. Thanks so much for watching our latest video here on the Aether Hub. Our channel only exists thanks to fans like you and those who've joined the Vorthos army over in Patreon. Many thanks to our latest supporters, David Coulterman, Peter Jadalrab, Anton Thorne, Daniel Vincent, and Marcirio Pajeo. Welcome to the Vorthos Army! The same goes for all of the lore legends that you see in the credits, the supporters who make this channel possible. As always, thanks so much for watching today. I'm Carolyn Page, and you are the Vorthos Army.